rehabilitants live. Upstairs, downstairs, we have where churches spent, as well as the kitchen where all the meals are prepared. When guests come, they usually meet up there. If they donate food, it usually gets taken over there. Behind you guys over here, we have the guest house. Now, when this property was first purchased, they only had that one building, and all the rehabilitants, they all shared the upstairs attic with the workers of the center. Now it's used to house the manager of the facility and his family. If you guys want to follow me around this path, everything that you see that's made out of stone was handmade by the rehabilitants. All these rocks and stones, they were pulled out from the Piney Creek that is located back there. Right here we have approaching 3 buildings kind of compacted together. The first one is going to be a little gym where the guys go after 10 hours of working all day. They go over there and they work some more. They work on their physical appearance.
Okay.
And then right after that, we have the auto shop, which we're going to be coming up to, and you guys are going to smell something good coming from there. And that's, we got our monthly contributor and visitor and helper of the program. He comes by once a month, and he cooks a meal called plov, which is rice and meat and carrots. Here's the gym that I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
This right here is the auto shop.
Whoa, look at that. Wow.
/ kitchen right now.
Whoa.
You guys are going to get to taste that. It's being cooked on something called a kazan, which is made specifically for cooking this meal. You guys are going to have the pleasure of being able to try that out today.
Oh, that's amazing.
So they do all their vehicle repairs here. Any kind of, anything that has to do with the vehicle, all the guys get to learn and work on. They got to learn how to work on a tractor as well as a big dump truck. Recently they changed the motor on that. They got a lift there that can lift pretty much any vehicle that they can get their hands on. A lot of vehicles get donated to the center. The guys get to work on them. Sometimes they get to flip it, sell it, make money for the center. Sometimes they just get to use it for transportation as well. If you guys want to keep on following me this way, here's a little side part of the auto shop. That's just where they keep the construction supplies in there. And right next to it is the final building, which is the t-shirt shop. And that's where they make t-shirts like the one I'm wearing today, as well as recently they started making pillows with different Christian sayings on there, Bible verses. And then if you guys want to keep on following me up here, down that road over there is where they have the sauna. The sauna is a huge part of rehabilitation because it helps speed up the detoxification process that the rehabilitants get to go through, and it helps get all the nasty toxins out of their bodies, as well as it helps relax them at the end of the week. They usually do that every Saturday, and behind there is a nice creek where after they warm up, they can go ahead and jump in that. Now I'm just going to stand over here and I'm going to tell you what's behind me. I will go up there if you guys want to check it out. Some of you guys that don't want to walk up there, that's totally fine. But behind me right here we have a building that's the office, calls, they keep all the paperwork for the people that come in and out. And then all the way up the hill is the women's dorm as well as the workers' dorm. Where the female rehabilitants, right now I believe there's only 3 of them in the program. That's where they get housed. As well as the volunteers who came over here all the way from Russia, they get to live up there. And then past that building, there's a little hill where they have a honeybee farm. I'll go up there as well. It's very beautiful. I highly recommend you check it out. They have their own honey that they make and they sell to make money for the center. It's natural honey. It's delicious. I've had it myself.
Where do they sell it at?
When?
Where
they sell it here. You can buy it here. You can just talk to. I can get you information on that.
Okay.
It's really good honey.
Really good honey.
Do they do wax or
Alex
honey
will
or anything
probably.
like that?
They may have wax and they may have honeycombs, but as far as I know, usually what they mainly sell is the honey.
Right.
I know that they do get their hands on some pollen as well.
It's excellent honey, by the way.
It is.
Yes, it is. It's really good honey.
You need to try it.
So they have the honeybee farm over there.
I need some.
Past that, they have a building that's being built for all of the volunteers who come here and stay, whether it's from the States, other countries. We've had people from Kazakhstan come, we've had people from Russia, other parts of the world come and stay here and serve and give up their time in order to serve God as well as the people that need help. I myself, for those of you who do not know me, I'm a graduate of the program. I did 20 months here, 19 of which was my rehabilitation process, one of which was just a month of me transitioning my department and my knowledge and skills of the t-shirt shop to my younger at the time. I used to be addicted to heroin, marijuana, alcohol for many years. I started off drinking when I was 10 years old, graduated to marijuana when I was 13. I got introduced to heroin when I was 18, and so forth. I am, by the grace of God, clean for 4 years this July. Couldn't have done it myself. It was all God's help, as well as the people that gave up their time and looked after me, taught me life skills, taught me a new way of living. I've been out of the program for about 2 years. I got married 6 months ago. I have a great job. I have my own place. Life for me right now is good. And that's thanks to this place. That's thanks to God. That's thanks to people like you guys who invest your time, who invest your energy in order to come down here, form relationships with us. Anyways, that was a little side note. Past that, it's just field upon field. They do have sheep that go around there and they get herded there, as well as they have had cattle before. I'm not sure if they have one right now. And then to the right behind this building, we also have a building that used to be a greenhouse / aquaponics building. Right now, I believe it's just being used for storage, but I do think that they want to rebuild it as an aquaponics farm again, where they had their own tilapia, they had their own vegetation that grew all year round, and behind that is just the garden. So I am going to make my way up towards the honeybee. If you guys want to check that out, you're welcome to follow me. If not, you can stay behind, mingle with everybody else. And then if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Hope you didn't sing that.
Oh, he's a great editor. They don't sell. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was surprised that we were good. I mean, and they not just the bread. You know, they give the bagels, the muffins, all the good stuff. They donate those. Then we have other organizations like Home Depot. So right there where we can see the blue roof, that is going to be housing. It's in progress right now. Every time I come up here, I try to come up here at least once a month. There's just more work that gets done to it. It's amazing because back when I was still here about 2 years ago, it was just the foundation with maybe 2 layers of stone built around it for the walls. But we've had people come up here who are electricians, and they helped build an extra one of these stands further over there to wire up the building. They've done all the wiring in there, as well as the ventilation, as well as the construction work. I mean, you go in there, the 2x4s in there are nice and level, and it's amazing that people want to just come on out here from different states and donate their time and help out with that.
That's a great thing. What is this?
This is the honeybee farm right here. It's one of the prettiest places here, especially after the flowers and stuff bloom, because there's just a bunch of flowers everywhere and it smells nice, and you get the little honeybees flying around. Those are the beehive houses. I can't tell you how many families they have right now. The last time I knew is they had 11, and then somebody donated like 7 from California, so they have them all the way up here. You can see them buzzing around right now. I was up here earlier after it rained, and they were all hiding, so it's nice to see them out and about. This little house and everything pretty much here was also helped. It was built by a volunteer. He's an older gentleman who's already retired. He lives out in Sedalia. He came out here and he does this as a hobby for himself, and he helped them get this set up. He as well as donated some of his own bees so they could get this set up, as well as he helped build that and helped fund build that little house right there, which keeps all the equipment as well as tools that you need to like repair, as well as there was like a couch up there too if you want to sit down. Has a restroom up there. And then all the way back there is another field that all it has there is a Wi-Fi tower, but it's extremely crucial for them to be able to upload videos on the internet as well as check their emails and everything, none of which would have been possible if people didn't volunteer to build the Wi-Fi tower, because that's made out of like steel that the company wasn't going to come out and build because they don't do that. So their only alternative to having that been built would be to hang it up on a tree somewhere, which isn't very reliable.
What is the pool for? For the bees?
Yeah, it's basically water for them to drink, but it used to be a fountain. So
Oh yeah, I remember that.
yeah, it used to be a fountain. Then that kind of went down and just got rebuilt into a little pool.
Wow.
And like I said, all these stones
What
and
is
stuff,
this?
all handmade. That's a globe.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's a
That's
globe.
really cool.
With them for about a year. I mean, it was awesome because I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't have nothing planned. They didn't know me. I just kind of started talking to him about, hey, do you guys have any jobs around here or anything like that? He's like, well, what do you want? You want to live here or something? I was like, well, I'm thinking about it because I don't want to go back. And he's like, finish your program. I had about 4 or 5 months left. He's like, finish your program. And then, like, after that, another month went by. He stopped by because he comes by every month. He talks to me and he's like, so are you serious about staying here? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'll have a place for you. I'll have a vehicle for you, and I'll have a job for you.
That was wonderful.
And yeah, and that next day when I got out of here, I was already doing construction work for a gentleman that works, or that goes to their church. I was working for him. I was able to, to go to work, and then after that, have something to put on a resume for another job, and then I started working at Schnucks. I don't know if you guys have Schnucks out here. Started working at Schnucks. After that, went to Valvoline. After Valvoline, I was able to get a great job where I work right now. I'm a chemical operator for a company called SenseUnit. And none of that would have been possible without, literally, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I have today and that I've accomplished, I couldn't do it on my own. I can't just meet people that, want to help me out for no reason. It's literally just these people love God, and that's why they love me. They see somebody who needs help, and they want to help out, not because I deserve it, not because they're even that good of people, but because Christ lives in them. He is the Lord of their lives, and He's the one who motivates them to do things like that. As well as the program here, the person who started this program, Sergei Matyosyan, he was never a drug addict. He had a prison ministry in Russia, and this lady who knew what his work was, which was basically going to prisons and talking to people about Christ and talking to them about getting their lives changed, she had a brother who was a drug addict, and she asked for his help to find him. And she told him about this place where underneath, in the basements of these abandoned houses in Russia, they have like little cities of drug addicts, just heroin addicts pretty much, just living down there. Homeless people. So he goes down there looking for her brother, and he sees all these people that need help. And it's pretty much like the depths of hell. You have people whose, flesh is rotting, and people that are going through withdrawals, and just the smell, and and he sees, nobody wants to go down there. Nobody wants to help these people. And he just felt the calling for that, and he opened up a rehabilitation center. Didn't know how to deal with drug addicts, didn't know how to help them, but he knew that just sitting around and kind of being pampered isn't going to help somebody change. So get up and work. Get up and do something. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if there's a point to it. Go and rake the leaves. Go dig a hole. Do something. And he was able to start the rehabilitation center there. I believe it's like 24, 25 years old, that one there. This one today, they're obviously celebrating the 11th birthday of that, which is crazy because normally when you hear about missionaries, you hear about people from America going to other parts of the world. We got somebody here from Russia coming to America to help. A lot of the Slavic people here too who don't know the language, they come from like a Christian background and they go to church and stuff. A lot of the parents, they don't know what their kids are doing. I came from a Christian home. I was never a Christian beforehand. My parents had no idea what I was doing after school. They didn't know who I was hanging out with. They didn't know what I was trying. And I'm not saying that to freak you out. That's just kind of how it is. And all of a sudden, they'll go to churches and stuff, and they'll be like, hey, this is the program that we offer. We're here to help people. And a lot of the people that they do help, a lot of the people here, they're children of Christian parents. They come from Christian homes. And these people in the churches, they'll be like, well, we don't have that problem here, our kids aren't like that. And then 2 or 3 months go by, they get a phone call. You were so right. My kid's doing this and that. We need your help. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to help them. So I'd like to say that the place here, New Life itself, physically as a place, cannot help you. But if you want to change and you're willing to go through the work, you're willing to work on yourself, you're willing to accept who you are and do something about it, God will help you here. God will help you through the people here. And, it's free. You have nothing to lose here. It's an investment. Yes, you're losing the time out there, but it's not being productive right now anyways if you're doing drugs on a daily basis.
Right. Was this the New Life facility that you went to?
Yeah, this is where it happened.
How did you find it from Minnesota?
I went to a 12-month rehab, 12-step rehab. It was 3 months long, and after those 3 months, they gave me a piece of paper that said that I was old better, but I just felt like myself who was just sober for 3 months. And during my 3 months there, my mom was doing her own research because she knew that I was a drug addict since I was 15. She caught on to it then. I had my first overdose. I smoked a marijuana cigarette that was laced with cocaine. Did not expect it, did not know what was going to happen, and it caused my brain to have a weird chemical reaction where I ended up going to my first rehab. So that's when she kind of found out how bad everything really was. And she was doing her own little research on the side. So when I was about 19, when I was in this 12-step program, she already had acquired an amount of knowledge where she sat down, she talked to me, she said, look, I understand that you're sober, and I understand that you want to change and that you're serious about it, but just on the scientific side of things, your brain physically, in order for it to go back and balance out the chemicals, it takes from at least a year to 3 years for your brain to function as at least it kind of was, because it'll never go back to being the same. You've done permanent damage. I don't care what you've done permanent damage to your brain, but for it to go back and for you to kind of clear from the fog, it takes a year to 3 years. You should seriously consider going to a program that's at least a year long. So I agreed to it. She found this place as well as a few other places, and I just came here. I did not know what to expect. I read their contract and everything, something about me working. Okay, I signed it. I got here, and I was kind of like, huh? The very first older that I had, they call him an older and younger. He's actually here today. His name is Carl, and he came back and he volunteered for about 3 months. He's staying here until New Year's to help out, but he was taking me around the place, and he's like, and this was built by drug addicts, and this was built by drug addicts, and this. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? You guys didn't build these houses. What are you talking about? And yeah, that's after he took me to the first place where I was working, which was the kitchen at the time. He's like, we're gonna be here. I was like, for how long? He's like, all day. I'm like, okay, what are we doing tomorrow? We're gonna be here to do what? To wash dishes, to cook food for everyone. It's like, what are you talking about? How is this rehab? How is this going to help me? But it does. It gets you moving. I didn't even know how to cook before I came here. I didn't know how to do anything other than like unthaw some chicken and microwave it or something like that, So there you go. I probably didn't even know how to make the macaroni in the hamburger helper. But then just reading a cookbook and being able to do that and
follow directions in a step-by-step order,
or cook stuff that other people enjoy. Eating, it was crazy, and learning how to do stuff with your hands and build stuff out of rock. I had my fair share of that. Gives you self-confidence, lets you know what you're actually really capable of, and that you're able to learn how to do things and do things that you're proud of at the end, when you stop and you turn around.